Good morning.
Again.
I almost clicked leave.
Okay, bye.
When you click the recording thing, a box pops up with a button that says the host has started recording. And so I grab my mouse and I click it. Well, this time it didn't pop up. So the thing to click is the leave button. So I was going to click the leave button.
You're like, wait. I'm like, oh, okay,
so what's happening here?
Guess I'm on my own today. Day 26.
Good morning. Bye.
Day 26. Anne's had enough.
Cool.
I'm at the end of my row here. That's why I'm looking down. So I'm at the end of my row. And we're on day 26. Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, I like that Kwanzaa is a non-denominational community holiday. It doesn't have anything to do with any religious anything.
Yep.
Like
Just social holiday.
It is. And we have Carol, who will be on with us in a few minutes, and she'll tell us more about that. But it's hooray!
It's also day one of the Yarn Stash Restash.
Not D-Stash.
No, I'm rebranding.
That's right. Restash. As in
that was problematic. I liked how it sounded, Yarn Stash D-Stash.
But it is
every year I would have people would be like, you can't make me. I'm not getting rid of stuff. And I'm
you can't make me get rid of anything.
I'm not making you. I'm like, so the first year I was like, you don't have to get rid of anything. We're just going through stuff. And then the second year I was like, it just sounds cool. I'm calling it this.
And then I'm like, you live 2,000 miles from me. You can't make me do anything.
I know. But then it occurred to me what we're really doing is restashing our stash. We're getting everything together. We're going through all our project bags. We're going through all the wool, make sure, all our yarn and make sure it's all in good condition. It hasn't been eaten by anything. And then we get it all neatly put away again at the start of the new year.
Yeah.
So it's 2 weeks because it's just baby steps the whole way through.
And people can follow this whole process, because you walk everybody through it, hold you by the hand over on your Instagram.
It's on my Instagram. I thought I knew how. And I know people always say, oh, we're recovering from Christmas. That's okay. It really is baby steps. So you can start 3 days late and get caught up really easily. And I do have 3 giveaways I'm doing this year. I don't think I did giveaways last year. I think I did it the first year. And then I was like, guys, the prize is a clean stash. But this year, I'm just doing 3. I'll just pick at random at the end from people who use the hashtag YS Restash.
Okay.
On the day after we end, so the 9th. You have to be done making your posts by the 9th at noon. That's when I'll pick the winner or winners. And so you could win some new yarn. And you will have, but the real prize is
organizing.
You'll have a well-organized stash for 2023.
Yay!
Yeah,
yay! I have all your links to all your things down below in the video.
Awesome, thank you.
So fun.
Thank you.
Overwhelming? No, not really. It's baby steps.
It is very baby steps. And I will say, because my husband and I are going to be out of town for 3 of the days this week.
Okay.
So I went ahead and I'm talking baby steps, people. I went ahead and I made the posts and I did the task and I made the post showing I did the task. Yeah. And I was able to do the first week yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I'm talking, this is baby steps. You will get through these things. It's okay.
Yeah, cool.
You'll be fine.
That's fun. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for you because it's pattern day.
Yeah, it's totally pattern day. It's day 26. And it's pattern day. We have 1 more flat pack left to go after this. Oh. So let me show you all the yarns together first.
Yep. Ooh.
Isn't that fun? Little autumnal, little. Okay, so today we have our pattern. Oh, sorry. Things are flying everywhere. So we have our pattern, which is from a lovely designer there in Shetland named Emily Poleson. And they're for gloves.
Oh.
Defense Hill gloves.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Aren't those nice?
Oh, wow. And even there's the outside motif, but then there's what's that next to it? Is that the inside?
That's your palm.
Wow. Wow.
And then it has the turn back cuff up here too. So the cuff, wait, is it a turn back? Yeah. So the cuff is even in Fair Isle. So you knit the Fair Isle part of the cuff, and then you flip it through and you knit the ribbing part and the rest of the glove. And then when you're done, the Fair Isle part of the cuff flips up and covers the ribbing. So you have,
So you still have that grip, but you have the pretty on the outside.
But it's pretty. So that's, again, Defense Hill Gloves by Emily Poleson. So beautiful. And then we have 2 pencils from the ladies at MacKenzie's farm stand. They make these, and they have like Shetland sayings or knitting sayings. And so one of them says, I'm at my knit's end. And the other one says, keep calm and cast on.
That's cool. I like that. I like that.
And then that's our card for today.
Oh.
A frequently enjoyed meal on Hogmanay in Shetland is reestit mutton and tatty soup with bannocks. Reestit mutton is made by soaking mutton in brine for about 3 weeks before smoking it near a peat fire. It is then used to prepare a soup with root vegetables and served with a side of bannocks, which are similar to American-style biscuits.
Okay.
They do them in a pan, though, like instead of in the oven. But they like texture and taste pretty much the same. Okay. Away from Shetland, it can be next to impossible to find reestit mutton, but you may enjoy making yourself some bannocks for your New Year dinner. Find a recipe from Taste of Shetland here, and then I give the a web address there, which if you want it, it's tinyurl.com, capital SHB for Shetland Hogmanay Box, Bannock, all one word, SHB Bannock. And then information about Aister and Emily Poleson and where you can find them. So there you go.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to knitting these.
Yeah, it seems like that would be a good biscuit recipe for, like, have a little sausage and eggs with that.
Yeah. Or, make a beef stew. That's like an American. That's like America, right? We do beef stew and potato soup, apparently.
Yes. Apparently. Okay. Should I open my day 26?
Yeah, 26. Okay. Do you have a different sticker for today? Oh, they give it away.
Yes. This is also from Hudson West. I'll stop making tissue paper noise. But another of the Weld Raven.
There you go.
So we have 2 of these.
Tying it all together. Oh, I just smacked myself in the face.
You're so exaggerating, you're causing self-harm. Yes, so we have 2 of these for a total of 400 yards to go with all of the minis in the project that you will be revealed maybe tomorrow. I think tomorrow.
Tomorrow pattern day?
I think so.
For you? You still have more gifts and stuff coming even after pattern day.
Yes. So because fun. This is a countdown to the new year as well.
Yeah.
So, hooray. But we're going to cut over to our Happy Kwanzaa interview with Carol from Chicken Coop Dyeworks. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Sounds good. Bye.
Hey, Carol, welcome back to the channel. It's so fun to see you every time.
I know. I just enjoy talking to you so much. We're
like, blah, blah, blah. We've already talked for 40 minutes. We're like, we should probably record something.
Yes.
But it's
good
so
idea.
Much fun. I'm here with Carol Jones from Chicken Coop Dyeworks in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Mm-hmm.
You have sent me yarn, and it's luscious. It's
so good.
It's fantastic. This is my 3rd year ordering your Kwanzaa box, so we're going to talk about that. And I'm excited. I'm super excited to get my box this year. And for viewers that are new to the channel or new to the idea of Kwanzaa, it's the time period between Christmas and New Year's. So it's the last week of the year. And it's non-denominational. It's not religious. It's a community celebration, right?
Yes, it is. It's all about community. It has nothing to do. It's totally secular. It has nothing whatsoever to do with anybody's religious beliefs. And it is, a lot of people think that it is, just an African-American celebration. And it did start in the African-American community, but it's about community as a whole. It's
It's
about all
okay for the
people.
white chick in Wyoming to enjoy Kwanzaa.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
If you
I
know what,
appreciate that. Yeah.
yeah, if you know what the principles are, it makes sense. It's for everybody, so
Right.
very inclusive. Hmm.
I love that. And you have the each day of the box is,
Hmm.
well, not of the box, but that too. But each day of the Kwanzaa week is about a specific principle.
Yes. And within the box, every day of the week, kind of like the Advent calendars, but this is a Kwanzaa calendar.
Yeah.
Every day you open up a package. And the idea is, that particular day represents a particular principle of Kwanzaa. And, you're supposed to keep that in your mind and, think about how that affects your life and what you can do going forward into the new year to live by those principles.
And we'll talk about that a little bit too, but I like watching everybody's Instagrams on Kwanzaa because first of all, it's beautiful to see everybody posting the different principles, and usually the artwork that goes along with what people use to post is always, I just really enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
And I like that it's non-religious.
Right.
Because it's for everybody.
Right. It's a very colorful, happy celebration.
It's a fantastic way to end the year.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that's the whole idea. I mean, to have something that is uplifting, as you go into the new year. So
I love that. When this goes live on the channel, it will be the first day of Kwanzaa on the 26th. So we go ahead and talk about the first principle if you want.
Sure.
Yeah, because
there's
you have all the stuff in front of you there on your computer. So
I do.
In that.
And I'm not going to go into the Swahili term because I don't want to mispronounce it. Right. So I'm going to just give you the translation.
But first, can you give us a little history of Kwanzaa did it start in the 60s?
Yes, it did. It started in the 60s. It started in California.
Okay.
It was started by a college professor. And by the way, there'll be a card in each box that explains all.
Okay.
But it was started by a college professor. And it was started for the sole purpose of having a celebration that was of the African American culture, community driven and secular. Away from, because there's so many people of color who have different religious beliefs.
Sure.
Christian, Judaism, Muslim, so many different beliefs of people of color. Let's do something that's, secular, where
but it brings everyone together. Yeah.
It's about community and about all religions and all people. So that's how this pretty much got started. And all of the principles are Swahili terms. Okay. And they're terms that have a lot of meaning in the Swahili culture. Okay. So that's where that comes from.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is day one of Kwanzaa when we're airing this.
That day is, this one I can say is Umoja, and that is unity. And it's to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. Okay?
That.
Yeah. There are a lot of things that they suggest, in terms of reflection, things that you could read. And but, really and truly, we know what to do when it comes to unifying ourselves within our communities. I mean, maybe it means, go out and volunteer, go out and feed the work in a soup kitchen, feed the homeless or something like that.
Right.
There are things that you can do that empower and impact your own communities. Right. So that's what that's all about.
That's
the second day is the second day's principle is self-determination, and it's to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. That is pretty deep when you think about it.
It's powerful.
It's very powerful. It's about finding your own self-worth and being empowered by that. So, I mean, that's a very powerful principle to me.
Well, especially as a creative, as a maker, as a creative person.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Absolutely.
being okay with doing your own thing, whatever that means,
Yes.
whatever that means for
Right.
you in this community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for me, it definitely means, being able to step out as a creative entrepreneur
Mhm.
and be willing and able to express myself, through my creativity. That's really important for me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure for a lot of other people too.
Yeah.
On the third day is collective work and responsibility. And that's to build and maintain our community together and make our community's problems our problems and to solve them together.
Mhm.
And basically, that's just work with each other, you know, um,
Learn how
and
to play
take
nice.
responsibility.
Let's play
Yeah,
nice.
play nice. Yeah, play nice. And
Share
take
your toy.
responsibility when you screw up, So yeah,
Right.
there's. I mean, it's kind of like when you think about it, it's the kind of things that you learn when you're in the kindergarten. Yeah,
Right.
So very simple
But it's a
principles
good
about life.
reminder. It's a good reminder. And I think as adults, we tend to just overthink everything and complicate everything. And it does boil down to let's just work together and be nice. Can we just
And
all
be
do
nice. Yeah. Live and let live.
Right.
The next day is cooperative economics.
Mm.
And that's to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses and to profit from them together.
Mhm.
This really speaks to me
Yeah.
as
As
not
a
only a
maker.
beatpop maker, but
Mhm.
also as a female.
Mhm.
Us women really need to support each other more
Yeah.
than what we do.
Yeah.
And if we can build community among ourselves
Right.
and build strength economically
Yep.
among ourselves, we can conquer anything.
I agree.
I truly
I
believe
think,
that.
I did a podcast recently with Anne from the I Thought I Knew How podcast, and she's the one,
Uh-huh.
the one that I've been doing the daily vlogs with
Sure.
this whole time. She and I were talking about kind of the business behind the business of like having a podcast or YouTube channel,
Mhm.
social media, and that kind of thing,
Mhm.
and the nitty gritty of it. And she's one of the people that she and I very first talked about, so kind of the reality of creating content, being
Mhm.
consistent, the challenges of the economics of that, and how, you really
Sure.
don't make money and people think you do. And you're like, no.
No.
But and that's the thing is, kind of that competitiveness that's out there. But on the other
Mhm.
hand, I don't really feel that because I don't feel the competitiveness because it's the internet. It's a huge,
Yes.
I mean, there's room for
It's a
everyone.
huge place. It's a huge place. And
There's
it's funny
room
that
for
you say that.
There's room for
With
everyone.
with us indie dyers, believe it or not,
Yeah.
at least and I know a lot of them.
Well, you live in a pretty metropolitan area.
I do, and we have a fair share of indie dyers, like right with that come and go actually
Right.
within the metroplex here. And the one thing that I can honestly say is this: when I first decided to start dyeing, I was mentored by another indie dyer. Okay,
That's
and
so
she
cool.
showed me the business ropes. She
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah.
And she took me to my first fiber festival, and I had a grid wall in her booth.
That's so neat.
So fast forward, and I'm playing that forward to another brand new indie dyer that I've kind of taken under my wings, as well as another young woman who makes T-shirts. And she makes beautiful
Oh,
T-shirts. And her
that's
T-shirts, by the way, are in
wonderful.
my bag, and they're going to be on my website. But that's another story. But
Oh,
we have to empower each other. Yeah, it's competitive in one sense, but in another sense, we're not crabs in a bucket. We don't need to, pull each other down. How about we lift each other up?
well,
We
and
can all succeed.
yeah, and your sense of color is different than your friends and is different than the
Yes,
woman that mentored you. I mean, everybody
right.
has their own aesthetic and their own preferences.
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh,
The next day is purpose. And it means to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. I kind of think that speaks for itself.
I love
And yeah, I kind of like that. And I will tell you, it's that sentiment is geared towards the African American community, but I really think it can apply to all communities and
Mhm.
particularly to women. You know, I'm really, I've always been somewhat of a feminist, but I think I've become more of one in the last year or so. And I see things like this and I look at them through a different lens now. I don't look at things just from one narrow perspective. I'm seeing things in a wider range. And
that's so
that
good.
is definitely one of them. Yeah.
And it's good, you know, in our middle-agedness, it's good for us to be able to see those different things and to allow ourselves to grow and see different perspectives and not be
absolutely narrow. Yeah. The world is a big place and there are a lot of people in it, you know, and we won't get anywhere if we just try to stay in our little narrow lane. You know, it's a big highway. It's not just a lane. It's a highway. You know. So anyway, the next one is creativity.
Yay!
To do always as much as we can to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it, and that is the linchpin to me. If I can leave this world a little bit better than when I walked into it, I've had a successful life. And if I can leave a little bit of beauty somewhere, I've had a successful life. And I truly believe that. So, and the last day of Kwanzaa, which would be New Year's Day, is faith. To believe with all our hearts in our people and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. We're all just trying to make it. And that's all we have to believe. We're all just trying to make it. So anyway, happy Kwanzaa, everybody.
Thanks so much for sharing that. I love that. I'm like, oh.
By the way, the greeting for Kwanzaa is Habari Gani and Habari Gani. It's Swahili. And the actual translation is "What's the news?" But the colloquial translation is "How are you doing?" You know, how you doing? You know? So,
will you be? I know in previous years you've had people say, "Oh my gosh, that was fantastic," but I didn't get one. So you may have some left that you can sell in January. Maybe?
Yeah, what I'm going to do, and I ended up doing this last year behind your podcast. I had people contacting me wanting to know if there was any way they could get one. And what I told them was, yes, I will dye another set of them, but I'm not going to dye another round of them. But I wasn't going to dye them until after the 1st of January because I need a couple of days off too. So
yes, resting is good.
Yes. So I dyed them in that first 2 weeks of January and then mailed them out in the middle of the month. So, and by then they already know what's in the box. So, you know, and they wanted the contents. So, however, I will again take orders during Kwanzaa week, the week of Kwanzaa, I will take orders and then I will dye those during the 2 weeks of the new year and ship them out.
Fantastic.
So you can just go to my website. I will leave up the Kwanzaa listing.
Oh, right.
And so I'll just leave it up, and then you can make your choices and do your purchasing there.
Thanks so much again for joining us the 3rd year in the row. I appreciate that so much.
I love coming to visit with you all. So thank you for having me, and happy Kwanzaa, everybody!
Happy Kwanzaa.